Lindsay Rourke, and this is my presentation on perceptions and culture. The class is relational psychology. My professor is Stephanie Krozik, and the due date is February 21st, 2021. What is web based social cognition? First, let's define social cognition. Social cognition is defined as the process of perceiving others and the cognitive strategies we use for understanding our broader social world. It is a process of using information to understand social cues and ultimately helps us to identify and adapt with the world around us. How does web based social cognition fit into today's world? Since the invention of the internet, we have become a web based society. There are thousands of platforms in which people can communicate on the web. Web based interaction is so prevalent today with platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Zoom meetings, and that really important to study the psychology of web-based social cognition just as much as it is to explore social cognition in interpersonal relationships that occur in person. How does culture relate to our perceptions of others and ourselves? Culture can include many important factors such as religious beliefs and customs that help society function and guide our perceptions. A quote from Andrew Lansley says, "Peer pressure and social norms are powerful influences on behavior, and they are classic excuses." I think this was an important quote because we are so heavily influenced by our culture that while change is inevitable, we tend to rely on that in both good and bad ways. Do these perceptions vary across cultures? Absolutely. Let's explore that a little bit. So, when I was researching American culture versus Islamic culture, there are a lot of similarities as well as a lot of differences, and I thought that was interesting. And America is predominantly Christian, but all religions are welcome and they're not enforced by the government. So we have the freedom to follow any religion we want or not follow any religion. Where Islam is enforced as a religion by the government. One of the biggest differences that I saw with these two cultures is how women behave and dress in their cultures. In America, women have the freedom to dress as they want, whether or not society says something is one way or not. There is more freedom to that. But in Islamic culture, women wear headdresses known as hijabs and as a sign of modesty, and it's part of their religious culture. Also, they don't make eye contact. It's considered to be rude in Islamic culture, whereas women and men in America, eye contact is considered appropriate in all situations and as a sign of respect. Greetings also vary in America depending on where you're at and who you're with. So it can vary greatly. So sometimes it could be a handshake, a hug, a wave, a hello, how you doing? And in the Islamic culture, it's more fixed on how they do things. There's more rituals and fixed greetings. They shake hands at every meeting, whether even if they've seen each other 10 times a day, they shake hands before and after. Hospitality is something that's important to Muslims and Americans, but I think that Muslim culture is more definite, and American, it's more open to interpretation of what hospitality means to them. And hospitality is important even to strangers. They treat strangers the same as they do their friends. Also, in American culture, it is custom to ask a friend how their wife is doing or their family is doing. And in Muslim culture, it would be rude to ask a man how his wife is doing. Also, going along with that, the Islamic culture, since it's based a lot in their religious beliefs, it's very ritualistic, and the removing of shoes is important. They do it as a sign of respect at the mosque and at someone's home. It's customary to do that. And in America, like I said, there's more freedom to choose. It depends on the situation, and it's more of a personal preference than a custom. Are these cultural differences surprising? No, I don't think they are, because in America there is more freedom to choose, and in Islamic culture the rituals and the customs are not changing. They are fixed and they are customary. A verse that I thought was very appropriate for this was that in most cultures, the golden rule applies, and in this situation, it's no different. And in Matthew 7:12, Jesus said, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets." And this is my reference page, and that ends my presentation of perceptions and cultures. Thank you.